Okay, before we begin today, I'm going to go over how to wrap your hands. And first of all, let me ask, how many of you do wrap your hands when you train? A few of you do? So what I'm going to do is share with you how I wrap my hands. There's different ways of wrapping hands. However, I'm showing you the style that I learned at the Olympic boxing gym a very long time ago. Boxers wrap their hands different than what we know today is, let's say, MMA fighters. And the whole purpose of wrapping the hand is to, one, stabilize the hand, to secure the wrist. It's important that you wrap your hands because you have a lot of tiny bones. And when you think of wrapping your hands, they started wrapping hands back in the days of the Greeks. That's how old this process is of wrapping the hands. Originally, and a lot of people don't know this, it wasn't so much to protect the hand, it was in case you broke your hand that it would keep all the bones compressed, and that's why they would wrap the hands. Over the years it became something more, and today it's used to really stabilize the hand, secure the wrist, stabilize the wrist. And wrapping hands is an art. When my trainer used to wrap my hands, by the time I was ready to fight, it felt like I had a cast on my hands. And so there's also legal ways of wrapping your hands today and illegal ways. And that's why before a fighter goes into the ring, somebody checks the hand wraps and marks them to make sure that they're wrapped correctly. So I'm going to go over how to wrap your hands so that you protect yourself when you're training. Poor man's wrap. These wraps, usually cost about 30 cents a wrap here. Now they have fancy Mexican hand wraps that come in colors, and they have a label on them, and I'm sure you paid more than 30 cents a wrap for those. These, you go to Mexico, someone, you get a handful. The way they look, when you buy them, they just look like this. But in all the gyms across the world, a lot of fighters still use these because they're economical and they really work. So there's two ways to wrap your hands. One is if your trainer's wrapping your hands, which is a little bit different, but most of us don't have a professional trainer there to wrap our hands. So the main purpose of wrapping my hands is to secure the wrist and the thumb. So the way I'm going to wrap my hand is keeping that in mind. So I'm constantly going to maintain an X. Keep in mind there's no right or wrong way of doing this, there's just more efficient ways. So if I'm going to wrap my own hand, because I don't have a trainer, if I were wrapping your hands, I would start at the wrist. But since I have to start myself, I'm going to start here. And if I had time, I would also pad the knuckles a little bit more. I would create a pad with the wrap going back and forth like this. Okay, and I could do it just a little bit to show you, but normally I would start here. Okay, I grab it with my thumb so that I can secure it. Okay, and what I want to do is the minute I secure, go around the knuckles, I come to the wrist. Okay, I wrap around once, and we can kind of help you. The wraps that you have, some of them, the loop is at, when you purchase them, it's at the wrong end. You have to re-wrap them so that you can stick your thumb through the loop. So I come around my wrist, and from that position there, immediately I go to the thumb. I go down to the thumb and I go up. So see how it's securing the thumb. Depending on how long my wrap is, I want to try to go first through the pinky. Okay, I thread it through there and I twist it so that I can go through the next, through the middle finger and the index finger. I go down again, and you're going to notice one thing that I'm doing right now, and then I go through the index finger and up. I want to keep this open, okay, because I want to secure it so that when I make a fist, I can grab. It gives me something to grab onto, but it also helps my hand so that I can breathe. Okay, so the main objective is to keep the X going. I go around the knuckles and I go up. So I want X going across my wrist to stabilize my wrist. And go down again. And this wrap is a very short wrap, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to add a wrap because most of you have longer wraps. So if I were to continue from here, I would go down the thumb again and up, and I would secure my wrist a little bit better. Having fun. I know I'm going fast, but afterwards, I'd be happy to show you a little bit slower. But it goes here. I can go as high as I want on the wrist. Okay, the main thing again is I want to keep that X going across the wrist. So if you notice here, I'm going to tuck this. Doesn't matter, my knuckles, it's been threaded through the knuckles. I don't go twice through the knuckles because I don't want it so bulky. Okay. The main thing is I want that X pattern across the top of the wrist. It secures my wrist. Okay. And I'm going to finish up here and then kind of like work with you where you're not grabbing your thumb. The thumb from here, it goes down and across. And see how it secures the thumb there? So it feels a lot more secure. So it's not easy to wrap your hands if you've never done it. And I like these wraps because when I'm finished here, I just tuck it. I don't have to tie anything. I don't have anybody around, or if you have Velcro, it's a little bit easier. But now my hand is solid.
I see the palm of your hand.
The palm of my hand is open. I want to keep the palm of my hand open. So it's almost like I have a bar here that I'm holding, so it makes my fist a lot more solid when I'm punching. Yes?
How was the palm of your hand open if you have this?
Well, it's because of the way you wrapped it.
Oh.
So, in today's class, we're going to focus on using your footwork. Everything we've been doing today has been more stationary because we've been breaking down the mechanics of this is a jab, this is a cross, this is a hook, this is an uppercut, and doing combinations of jab, cross. We've worked a little bit on slipping, bobbing, and weaving, but we haven't been moving our feet a lot. When you're boxing, you have to have lower body mobility. You cannot stay in front of the person. One, they're going to be trying to hit you. Two, you want to hit and move. So the first thing we're going to do is real simple. It's going to be a counter punch, but I'm going to move. So he throws his jab. I can take it here when he jabs. I can just parry. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move and I'm going to spin. Okay? So now from this position, I am in a southpaw lead. I switch leads. So I could be here. So from here, slow motion, hit, step, spin. Now he has to completely turn around to adjust to me. And I can strike. Okay? So that's the first thing. All we're going to do is you can either strike as you step and pivot. Forcing them to adjust. And if you were kicking, you would be kicking here, or you're in a great position to throw your roundhouse kick from here. Okay? So either or, whether it's boxing or kickboxing, from here, slip. Most people just slip and move. I don't like to give up anything. So as I'm slipping, I'm hitting and pivoting. Okay, and look where you're at. 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to do there. Okay, let's try that with a partner. One person is going to do offense, the other defense. He's offense, okay, I'm defense, pivoting. Right. Lightly tap when you can, or punch in the head. Okay? All right. Let's try it, pair up with a partner. I don't want to do this, okay? If he's jabbing, I don't want to go here, then why even bother? Okay, and then I might as well go to this side. If my objective is to get on the outside from here, instead of here, then stepping, it's just too complex. So from here and too slow. So as I'm boom, I've already stepped. And this is going to be a short step. When I go here, because I'm already coming in, as I'm landing, I'm going to be throwing something else. But it's an uppercut, a body shot. You just want to be careful because the kidneys are not legal. Okay, so from here again, you're going under, okay? Or wherever you're going to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is he's going to throw, that was just a jab. Now, jab cross, and we're going to go in opposite direction. So slow from here. 1, I step with my left, rotate. Now, once again, from here, well, we're going to add something to it. Okay, because you don't get to do all the punching, then they're going to come back at you. So from this position, I'll show you the whole thing. It's going to be again from here. 1, 2, I spin, and he comes to a normal hook. Don't do it so crazy. Okay, here. Okay, so again, from here, 1, 2, here, and you can throw your cross, body, you can, whatever you want. Okay, so entire combination again. 1, oops, used to bobbing and weaving. Okay, then you slow down again. And here, 1, 2, 3, and you're ready. 2, 4, here. Okay, can we try that? Normally when you slip or bob and weave, people stay right in front of the other fighter. So it looks like this jab cross. Okay? What we're gonna do is you're gonna, as you're bobbing and weaving, you're gonna step with your left. So it's gonna go like this. One, step out, okay? Now look where you're at. That's all you're gonna do. Once you're comfortable with that, you're not gonna give up a punch. So it looks like this. One, there, okay? Once you throw that, he throws his hook. Don't throw sorry hook. Just do, he's exaggerating.
I'm exaggerating,
You're right.
sorry.
Okay. So 1, 2. Okay, and then we're here. So from here, you're gonna again launch with your cross, body hook, straight punch. Okay. So slow motion one more time. So we go 1. I step. Okay. I'm stepping wide out. I'm stepping back. Okay. This angle one last time. Okay, from here. 1, step. Okay. Last time. Now 1. Okay, and just go across. Don't hit each other. Okay, let's try that.